Unit 3.3, double selection. So we're going to take a look at the if-else statement. This is the structure here. If a condition is true, run the code inside the if block. If it's not true, that's the else, run the code inside the else. So we have a double selection. We have either to select this or this. Now it doesn't necessarily mean something is going to happen, because I could go ahead and delete this and say if it's true, do nothing. So there could be nothing in the if block, but provided that there is code in these blocks that are going to run, we have two outcomes. That's why it's a double selection. So if you remember from above, we ran this and we got the negative 25 and 25. So the negative 25 was for y and x was 25. So here we go again. Let's go ahead and look at the double selection. Is it true that 25 is greater than negative 25? Of course it's true. Okay, it's true. So go ahead and combine those two and store them back in x, and that should be turning into 0. This else will not run. Okay, double selection doesn't mean both run. Double selection means we have two possible outcomes, but only one of them would work. Always, only one of them would work. So here's another one, introducing a new variable called p. Is it true that p mod 4 is 1? Well, p is 20, 20 mod 4, that's 0. Okay, 20 mod 4 is 0 because mod is a division, just that the answer is the remainder. So 20 divided by 4 is 5, remainder 0. Since the remainder is not a 1, it's a 0. 0 is not equal to 1, so this will not run. Instead, this would run. So what would happen then is p would be 0. So I've made x 0 and p 0. Let's run this and check it out. All right, let me pull this up a little so we could take a peek into, this was the last two, remember, x being 25 and y being negative 25 right here. And we have x and p both going to 0. And this was true because the first if block ran, and this became 0 because the else ran. Okay, that's a double selection. Now, one thing we have to be careful here is we are looking at the if statement and the else statement. And the if and the else statement, most of the time, people make the mistake in running both of them. Okay, we got to be careful. Okay? Don't just go ahead and run the code and just go down. Really pay attention to the condition that leads you to the right selection, because we have two possible selections. That's why it's a double selection. So make sure you pay close attention. If you evaluate this incorrectly, clearly your solution would be wrong, right? Because you would be going to the wrong block. So you got to be really careful right here in the Boolean expression. Make sure you get a correct solution. It's either true or false, but just one bad calculation here or something like that could lead you in the wrong direction. So this is where you want to pay close attention, okay? All right, that's it. That brings us to the end of 3.3.